So just before I get into the clips, I just want to say this Edge of Concurrence this season is absolutely fantastic. The chaining on it, the damage you get on it, absolutely brilliant. And I've got a build all based around getting the best out of Edge of Concurrence, the exotic Glaive. It got buffed towards the end of last season for the beginning of this season. Absolutely brilliant. The chaining effect now chains onto 8 enemies at a time. Rather than 4, and the overall feel and the damage of the Glaive has been buffed also, so you get some really high numbers either from just the projectile or the exotic sort of trait, the lightning seeker. You get some really nice damage, and like I said, it sort of chains onto a lot more enemies now, 8 I think, and you get some really big numbers. And we're going to make this Glaive radiant via this mod. Radiant orbs, picking up an orb of power makes us radiant, so we're going to get a nice 25% buff all the time with Edge of Concurrence. And I'm using Mask of Bakris because what this does, whenever you dodge you get an extra 10% damage to all your arc weapons whenever you dodge, and you also do an extra 10% additional damage if you shoot anything that's slowed at the time. So you're looking at a potential 20% damage increase with Mask of Bakris, and I'm going to get my orbs all the time via this mod, Arc Siphon. Rapid Arc Final Blows create an orb of power. That's going to enable us to get radiant all of the time. I've got some clips of everything working together, picking up the orbs, chaining, damage, and me dodging with Mask of Bakris to get the extra 10%, 20% damage. Now I'm going to pick that orb up to get myself radiant. As you can see there, radiant on the bottom left, and I'm going to let loose, dodge with my Bakris, 107k, so that's the loop that you're going to see, me getting a couple of kills with my Glaive, the Arc Glaive, to get the Arc Siphon going. Picking up that orb, dodging with my Bakris, letting loose, 161k, so that's the damage, pretty good. I'm also now going to show you the chaining effect against this big fella in the Lost Sector. You keep an eye on that chaining effect, look at that. Continuous, better than Trinity Goal, question mark. I think it is. Put myself on the line, definitely better than Trinity Goal in my opinion. Absolutely fantastic. Look at this, bang, all them gone, 100k numbers everywhere. And this is just some more examples of everything working together. I didn't pick the orb up there because I just wanted to test numbers. Look at this, bosh, everything dead, 8 enemies, chained, dead. Big numbers, 138k, and we've also got, with this build particular, we can take advantage of our other arc weapons, i.e. Storm Chaser if you like, or some other arc weapons with Bakris to get that extra damage. Again, the radiant buff is universal, so that applies to everything, so we can get radiant. And then in this clip here, my chaining effect actually unstops the unstoppable, as you saw, so it's really good. It's unstoppable Glaives this season, and again some more massive numbers and just groups of enemies just getting electrocuted. Look at that, crazy. Absolutely love this Glaive this season, it is really good. With regarding the build, I've got all sorts going on. As you can see, I've got Radiant, I've got Charge with Light, and I just wanted to give you an heads up on Charge with Light, high energy fire. When you use the Glaive as a melee, that actually helps the Glaive damage the high energy fire. So we're going to be high energy fire. I'm going to have that procced all the time as well also, so we can get extra damage if you decide to use the melee with it. So the build, it's really good build as well. I'll show you more at the end, I'll go more into depth. Just some more examples here of the tracking on it. Look at that, I mean it's crazy. It's just like a go little rock star, look at it, mental, buzzing around, kills two or three enemies there, big numbers again. Stick around for the build, and just wanted to sort of say this, apparently I like big nadgers, so stay tuned for the build. So this is the build now. As always, you don't have to listen to this bit if you don't want. I just run certain things for certain reasons. If you don't want to know why, it's totally cool. I will leave a dim link in the comments anyway, so you can just go ahead and grab the dim link. This is the setup now. I predominantly run Stasis with Bakris, but if you don't like Stasis and Bakris, the Radiant buff that you get by picking up the orb. It works on any class, so you can run any class you like. I really like Stasis and Mask of Bakris with his Glaive, and to get the best out of arc weapons, like I said, with Bakris. So here we go, here's the full build. I'm running elemental shards, so all the shards that I create tend to elemental wells, and then I run elemental charge, so I can pick them wells up to make me a charge with light all of the time, because you create loads of shards on your Stasis subclass. So with elemental shards, it turns all your shards to elemental wells. Using elemental charge to pick them up, that's going to give us charge with light, which we can use high energy fire on the build all the time. That applies again to quite a lot of things. It stacks with radiant to a certain degree as well, so you get some mad numbers. And high energy fire does work with the melee on the glaive, so you do extra damage on the melee part of the glaive. I'm also running a font of might, so whenever I pick them elemental shards or wells up, I'm going to get a 25% damage buff to my Stasis weapons, i.e. new purpose, the new bow, something like that if you like. So altogether, it's a pretty solid build. The last one I run is elemental time dilation, because that gives me an extra 3 seconds on my font of might. Again, you can sort of mix it up and match it up if you like to something you sort of prefer, but trust me, Stasis and arc weapons, they seem to have a really nice synergy going, with Mask of Bakris in particular. This is the sort of aspects and fragments I run. Grim Harvest, Touch of Winter. I run the Dustfield Grenade because that freezes lots of enemies and slows enemies also inside the area of effect, which is enabling us to get the best out of Bakris with a 10% extra damage to slowed enemies. So having a Dustfield Grenade on is really handy. Withering Blade jumps anything you want, dodge anything you want. Fragments, Whisper of Impetus, I really like this one, so whenever I hit something with my melee, it reloads all of my weapons. Really handy for the Glaive, really handy for your Storm Chaser, really handy all round, so it's a really good sort of fragment, a bit underused, but trust me, it is solid. Whisper of Change, while I'm near frozen or friendly Stasis crystals, I'm also getting extra resilience on top of my 100 resilience, so you're quite tanky also. Not quite classy restoration, but you are quite tanky. I'm running Whisper of Rhyme, collecting a Stasis shard grants a small amount of overshield, so all them shards that you see in the gameplay, they're all going to give me heals and also give me an overshield. I'm running Whisper of Conduction because all them shards are going to travel towards me rather than me going looking for them. They're going to come towards me, get me nice and healed. And Whisper of Refraction, this one's an absolute must if you're running a Bakris build, because anything that's slowed or frozen grants you class ability energy. So whenever you dodge and your light shift is sort of time has gone and you're killing anything that's slowed or frozen, you're going to get little chunks and chunks of your class ability back, enabling you to use your Bakris perk more often. There's the build, I hope you like it. Definitely give this Edge of Concurrence a try if you've got it. And a quick little note before you go, if you don't have this Edge of Concurrence, not a problem, you can run an Ezeric's Whisper, it's also an Arc Glaive, so check it out, see what you think, let me know what you think in the comments if you've tried it or any sort of feedback. Have a great day.